You can't possibly be hanging two different colors in one cart and painting them. But we are. Hey everyone, Brian with Lean by Doing. I'm out in the powder coating area again. I want to talk to you guys about changeovers and how you can reduce changeovers by thinking differently. So, let's go. First thing I want to talk about is we have a hopper for every color. And inside the booth, we have a gun for every single color. That way, anything that rolls into the booth, we can spray without having to come out here and change anything around. Does this come with a little bit of a cost? Yes, but it doesn't come with that much of a cost. For example, one of these barrels is about $1,000. A gun in the inside is about $1,500. So $2,500 per color, and then you can color anytime without having to do a bunch of changeover. If you're not real familiar with powder coating, these are fluidizers, and what that means is it takes the powder and it's actually putting air into it, and it's creating almost like a vapor of powder. And then the gun is sucking that up and then applying it to the product inside. So looking inside the hopper, you can imagine how hard it is to clean out red in order to spray a different color. It's a huge waste of time, so just give it a dedicated bin, and that way it's always ready, but then you also don't have to do all the cleanup and changeovers when you want to make this black instead of red. Now we're back in the spray booth and Nate is painting everything black first. And you'll see that this part isn't painted and those parts down there are not painted. The trick is that we're actually going to do those in a silver color. So we're going to do those after we painted everything else black. So you can see we painted the whole cart black. The parts that need to be silver, we will come back and spray them. And what we're doing is we're using a double hook to give us the separation that we need so that the silver paint doesn't get onto the black. Now we're just going to clean up in between, so after the black is sprayed, Nate's going to spray out the entire booth, spray off the carts, and then he will apply silver to those parts. Here's another example of a painting hack that we have figured out. We are doing different colors on each side. So on this side, we did black, and on this side, we did our accent silver color. Now we did two colors, one cart. So just because we're mixing colors on carts doesn't mean we're not doing it with a little thought. You can't mix everything. You can't paint white and red. It's not gonna work. But there are a combination of colors that you have that you can definitely paint on the same cart. So you need to do some experimenting to figure out which ones you can paint together and which ones you can't. So that next myth we talked about is everything has to be done in large batches. And I'm gonna show you guys what our product mix looks like. Some things we are batching, so you can see these are awning mounts, but that's the customer demand level, so that's how many we build in a batch. But some of this product, we're only making one set of, or one part of, or two parts of, or three parts of, and you just have to get really creative when you're hanging stuff so that you can get it all in the carts without slowing down the entire process. But you can still do one piece flow. It doesn't need to be an entire cart of this bumper, or an entire cart of that part, or an entire cart of this part. It can be a mix of things, just like you see here. You guys know me. Before I leave, I want to give you guys an action. Go out onto your shop floor and look for areas that you've been living in a myth. What is something that has been told forever that could be broken if you just thought differently? What is something that's holding you back from one piece flow or optimizing your production because somebody once upon a time said that this barrier exists? And now spend the time with your team thinking how to break that barrier down. And once you bring that barrier down, you'll improve your process.